Well, Parliament's back, but of course, Justin Trudeau not there. He is, as I've said before, at his natural home, the place where he thinks real power resides, real sovereignty, the United Nations. But I'm not the only one questioning Trudeau as Parliament resumes. There are other questions out there about how effective his government is. Are they starting to lose some of their luster? Ray Hurd, longtime political operative and observer, joins me now. Ray, questions from the mainstream media about Trudeau's effectiveness. This is surprising to me.
Well, the Huffington Post, which I occasionally write for, and the Canadian Press, both of them are critical today of Justin Trudeau's record to date, which I would sum up in one declarative sentence. What it is, Brian, is a period of indecision. They have not passed major legislation. He has passed less legislation than any other recent prime minister, including John Chrétien, who was not exactly very proactive. So when you look at the record book, what Justin has achieved with a good majority has been virtually nothing, Mickey Mouse stuff mainly, or cosmetic stuff.
Well, it's hard for them to pass anything, Ray, when it's consultation after consultation and expert panel after expert panel.
Well, the finance minister, Morneau, says he's consulted 40,000 Canadians about the budget. You don't have to count them. They know they want the budget balanced and the deficit paid down. They're not doing it. I think someone estimates today that over the summer, Justin and his MPs handed out more than $7 billion of our tax money, much of it overseas instead of in Canada. So the record is bad, and let's look at the milestone things that have not been passed. Number one, he promised electoral reform. I don't know, Brian, maybe you know. What does Justin propose to substitute the first past the post system we have now? That's a mystery to me. The second mystery, young Canadians are getting criminal records today, especially in Toronto, for dealing in marijuana pot, and Justin says he's going to legalize pot. He might have said to the police, stop charging young Canadians for having pot because I'm decriminalizing it because you're giving them criminal records. The other major thing that has not been, I don't know where he's on this too, is what about what I call assisted suicide? So on those three major issues, the Prime Minister's indecision is final.
All right, let's get into some of those in a minute, but I want to ask you off the top, with Parliament resuming, he's not there, he's off in New York. To me, that says something about his priorities. He could have stuck around for the first day of Parliament resuming, then gone down to give his address to the UN, but he put so much emphasis on the United Nations, he's skipping the opening of the new parliamentary session. I don't know. You?
Well, the good news is, or the bad news, depending on your viewpoint, Justin Trudeau is not the Prime Minister of Canada. He is the de jure Prime Minister. He has the title. His strategist, wheeler dealer, Jerry Butts, is the de facto Prime Minister. So if Jerry Butts is there pulling all the strings, Justin is kind of the puppet on his string who does as many selfies and photo ops as he can with people like Bono, who, by the way, name should be Bozo, not Bono, because he is a total egomaniac. So Justin does this, but Butts handles business. And by the way, guess who Butts is a protege of? Dalton McGuinty, whose record, and I know him, and he once slept in my basement. Dalton McGuinty was not a very successful premier. So Justin has to deliver the Harper, whom I found rather arrogant and remote, almost indifferent to a lot of issues, Harper did things. He achieved things. Justin reminds me of another failure, Paul Martin, who had 59 different priorities. Justin probably has 140 priorities, but they're not delivering.
Okay, let's focus in on the first two that you mentioned, this electoral reform and pot. These are both issues that are being put forward for consultation. An expert panel on pot. He appointed Anne McClellan to review how they should legalize it. And she said, whoa, we got to go slow on this, as this is going to take longer. And then on electoral reform, you've got Miriam Monsef crisscrossing the country. And I don't know if you've paid attention to the town halls, the public consultation she's been doing, Ray. She did one last week, middle of the workday, middle of the week in Toronto, from 1:30 till 3 in the afternoon. Not exactly the type of thing that's going to get a lot of Canadians out. Her one in Ottawa the next day got 100, 150 people out. John Ivison called them the Democracy Geeks, going to what essentially people have described it to me as a Delphi session. It's all geared to get you to think the right way, but they won't tell you what that is.
No, it's geared to photo ops. He's the photo op regime, Justin Trudeau. But on the pot thing, the thing that horrifies me, and in fact it sickens me, why are young Canadians getting criminal records now if Justin is going to legalize pot? And the other thing, at what age will young Canadians be allowed to take recreational marijuana? The doctors of Canada, the doctors' lobby, says 21 years old. How are the police going to judge if someone driving a car is high on pot? There are all these questions that should be answered, and they are not dealt with right now, and the clock is running on Justin. So he's very much like Obama. Obama, like Justin, is eloquent. Both of them has what I call charisma. They're photogenic. They like having their photographs taken. But when it comes to delivering the goods, so far, Justin has not delivered anything significant, despite all these high-blown promises and pledges he's made. If you ask me to sum him up with one word after indecision, I would say delay, postpone. They seem to be afraid of grasping reality here. And maybe he's been taking too much marijuana because, as you and I know, he has admitted publicly as an elected member of parliament smoking pot.
Well,
so maybe he deserves the criminal record he's giving other Canadians.
Not sure that he is. He's still smoking it, but we can't really tell. Last issue I want to throw to you, the mosque visit. It caused a bit of controversy last week, but only with select media, only with myself, David Aiken at National Post, Anthony Fury at the Sun, and of course the French media talked about it. But most just blew by the fact that he went to this gender-segregated area. When asked about it, said it was all about diversity. Well, he was just asked about it in the House of Commons. He's not there. His Minister for the Status of Women stood up and defended it by saying, well, Liberals support a woman's right to choose. Okay, so you're defending going to a gender-segregated mosque by saying how strong you are on abortion? I don't see the correlation there. What do you make of the mosque visit, the lack of general media interest in it?
Well, we'll go into this later, but also there are allegations, and I repeat the word allegations, that one of the leaders of that mosque has terrorist links.
Well, so hold on. Let's just be clear what these are, and this is from our friend Anthony Fury. He said, hold on, Ray. I just want to get this on the record, what they are. He's a member of an international group of imams that has ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and some questionable links that way. Not that there are actual terror acts connected to the mosque.
No, but I understand that some Muslim regimes have said the Muslim Brotherhood engages in what they, not Ray Heard, calls terrorism.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
They've denied it. They have denied it. I accept that. Getting back to what I call gender apartheid, and in Dutch, apartheid means, you pronounce it H-A-T-E, Why would Justin and 3 female MPs, I think they had to cover their heads or parts of their heads, you were there,
Yep.
Why would Justin not seize this opportunity publicly to tell the Muslim people, God-fearing, decent people, most of them, that it's wrong to separate women officially, especially when you have cabinet ministers there. So he had a wonderful opportunity to preach liberal, lesbian, homosexual, transgender rights to them, but I'm told he never mentioned that issue. And then he says that he has the right to talk to anyone in Canada. I say he doesn't have the right to go with members of parliament to something that is segregated and that treats women as second-class human beings.
All right, Ray, we'll leave it there. Thanks as always.
Okay, Brian, thank you.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.